under the red flag in the Pontiac Excitement 400. And everybody wants a good picture of their favorite driver as the cars are parked along the front straightaway into turn 1 and 2.
Notice how they're parked there. Most of them up at the top of the racetrack, angled down. These starters get hot, and sometimes the cars won't crank, so they can roll them off and kick them into gear and get them cranked.
And if I were those fans, I wouldn't buy a used car from any of those guys.
Dick Berggren has run from the hospital to the leader's pit.
And Jimmy Spencer in the last couple dozen laps has gone from first to third and back to first again. His crew chief is Doug Randolph. We are winding this race down. How do you play your cards from here?
Well, looks like our cards are all dealt right now. Looks like we can go to the end here on fuel. Hoping for a run. Our car seems to get tighter as the run goes along, but Target Dodge really running well today. These bullseye boys, they're knocking off some serious pit stops in the pits, and Jimmy's on top of his game on the racetrack. So we'll just play it out here to the end, see what we have.
Everything is working well for Jimmy Spencer in car number 1. Remember last year he won both of the Busch Series races here. Almost won here on Friday night when the rear end failed. To Matt Yoakum.
Dick down here in the 48 pit of Jimmy Johnson. First off, Chad Canals, you guys dodged the bullet finally on pit road here.
Yeah, I can't believe it. We finally had a good pit stop and we didn't get blocked in, and nothing weird happened. So it was a long time coming, and I'm glad for it because it's put us in a good position here.
You finally got past your car owner here.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy followed Jeff for a long time there and learned a little bit from Jeff, and our car is a little bit better on the long run. The tires don't seem to go away as bad as everybody else's, so yeah, we asked Jeff if he could maybe give us a little bit of help and let us by there, and luckily he did.
Now you guys have worked up to second. How difficult is it going to be to get past Mr. Excitement?
Jimmy is very fast, especially on new tires. We don't know how fast our car is early on in the run because we've been trapped back in traffic, but I'll tell you what, this low Chevrolet is very fast. Jimmy switched on, and there's going to be about 85 laps, and we'll see what happens.
He got a boat and a trophy last week. Now all he wants this week is just another trophy. Steve Burns.
Well, Matt, that 24 car is getting better and better. Robbie Loomis, you guys are knocking on the door. How have you done it?
I tell you, this DuPont pit crew, we owe a lot to them today. They've been keeping us in contention every stop, but car started out real tight. Brian and I have been making a lot of adjustments to it, getting better and better with it. You get Jeff Gordon up there where you can see the front, it gets pretty exciting.
About 88 laps to go. Tell us about the end.
88 laps to go. I'm sure you're going to see a lot of different pit strategy here. It'll be exciting to see if they have a caution with about 40 or 50 to go. These race fans, so you're going to see them sitting there for a long time. It's going to be a good show.
Good luck, Robbie.
Okay.
The guys, Jimmy Spencer's pit crew, they've been having a great day making pit stops. Here's his pits right here. What I like, this pit right here, it was occupied by Randy Renfro, who's been out of the race for quite a number of laps. So Jimmy's been able to come in here and stop short and turn out. Now, he qualified 40th. That's one reason he didn't get one of the premium pit spots back up pit road. But sometimes qualifying bad, especially if you end up with a car that falls out early, it can work to your advantage.
And that was wise on their part. Randy, no disrespect to him, but you got to figure, he's probably not going to be a contender. And so even if he wasn't there, he would be a lap down most of the day. He'd get in and out without him being there. So that was a good call, good catch.
Next Friday night, we're going dirt track racing in Canaan, New Hampshire on the quarter mile, and you'll see the results of that on our Busch Series telecast. It's the NASCAR Busch Series taking center stage at the newly reconfigured Loudon, New Hampshire International Speedway. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern Time on FX, the Fox Networks, and Speed Channel, your home for NASCAR television.
We're going to see if Jason Keller and Scott Riggs for that PPC team, if they can make it 5 in a row.
You know what? This looks like what Robbie Gordon might have gotten into, guys. When he turned on the pit lane there, he was behind the 77 car. Maybe some of this,
now, Darrell,
I guess.
Yeah, I think maybe the reason that's coming up is because that's below where one of the earlier crashes was. There was some fluid dropped, slid down there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe Gordon, Robbie ran through some of that.
I believe I hear engines roaring once again.
Man, these engines, they've been fired and stopped and fired again. Got good starters.
2 red flags, both for water.
Man, I see something. Look at that track. Look at that sealer. Look at that right there. That right there will drive your race car crazy.
1 red flag for rain and 1 red flag for water barrels.
That stuff, that stuff right there, if you got some happy tires on your car, it won't be long till they won't be happy, because that's where the sealer's wearing off.
Three cars started this race in the back, including both the Joe Gibbs cars of Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart. They found problems in the engine in both cars. Same problem both cars after qualifying. So from the back to 6th, Tony Stewart today. Matt?
Well, Mike, it's taken them about 2 days to get up to the top 6, but Greg Zipadelli, now that you're up there, you've got some track position. Can you put that car out front?
We're working on it. You heard the phrase these drivers use, pushing like a truck. This one's pushing like a Euclid, one of those big dump trucks there. We've made so many adjustments on here today. We've been getting a little bit better, but we just haven't been able to hit what it needs. Tony's been doing a good job. Home Depot Pontiac, we're inching our way to the front. Some people had some misfortune, but it's kind of the way we've had our season, so we'll take what we can get here. Hopefully we can get a nice long run here at the end, and maybe we can get up to top 5. Who knows? Maybe we can have a shot at winning this thing.
They do. It'll be the 3rd win here at Richmond. Steve Burns?
Matt with Ben Leslie, crew chief for Mark Martin. Well, Ben, what is Mark Martin saying about this race car? Can he get to the front?
He's real happy with this car. We're better probably past lap 30 on a run. We're a lot better on the long runs than we are on the short runs. Starts out a little bit loose and then comes to him. Like I say, especially from 50 laps on, we're real good. We need this to go green for the rest of the way. We'll be okay.
So you got enough time to get to the front?
Oh, yeah.
Spent quite a day here at Richmond. Remember last night, 66 laps were completed. A caution for Randy Renfroe and a caution for rain last night. And then today, 8 caution flags today. Jimmy Spencer out front. It's been 247 races since his last win. He won 2 super speedway races for Junior Johnson.
You know, we keep hearing a lot of the cars complaining and drivers complaining about their cars pushing, and I think a lot has to do with this track temperature continuing to come up. It's up to almost 110 degrees. We see a lot of the cars a lap down or better pitting here, but it's up to over 110 degrees. That's 50 degrees hotter than it was last night and about 15 degrees hotter than when we started this race.
Well, Larry, a car being a little bit tight here is not a bad thing, because, again, as the sealer comes up, and I'd lot rather be a little on the snug side. All that does is makes you a little slow through the center of the corner, but it gives you good corner entry and it gives you good corner exit. And with no outside groove, all the guy can do is run into the back of it. So if you're a little tight through the center of the corner, you're going to get off the corner really, really well. And I think I'd rather have it that way with the conditions the way they are.
We talked about what the teams have had to deal with. Just look at this graphic on track temperature. Here was qualifying the other day, 96 degrees. Then when the final practice down to 84. Last night we started at 61. The last report I got, it was actually about 110 degrees, but I mean, it's been all over the board for the last 2.5 days.
What a day this has been. The race's 4th caution came out at lap 148 for Dale Earnhardt's crash, coming off turn 4. Then at lap 171, Dale Jarrett comes up high and comes down in front of a spinning Bobby Labonte. The 6th yellow, lap 194, Kurt Busch off of Robbie Gordon. Frank Kimmel, the 7th yellow, and then the big one, the 8th caution, lap 227. Kyle Petty on lap 247, caution number 9. And then after a bumping fracas here between Jeff Gordon, Jeff Green, and Tony Stewart, Rusty Wallace has cut down a tire, sending Ricky Rudd into the wall at lap 308, the 10th caution and the resultant red flag as Robbie Gordon, apparently, as Darrell pointed out, slid in that paint-entering pit road on the asphalt and got into the water barrier. What a mess. We've got it cleaned up. We're set to go green again.
84 laps to go. 23 cars on the lead lap.
That car's pretty good on the short run, so he's really in good shape right now. His car really takes off good, and it's good for about 70 laps, so I think he's in good shape.
Johnson, that 48 car, though, he got a heck of a run off turn 2 that time.
And Larry, like Chad said, we don't know how good we are because we've been back in traffic all day. Now here we are up front. Maybe we got something for these guys. And we see that week in and week out. You get up front, get out front, and you can carry the mail. Car looks pretty good, 48 does. He's getting through the center of the corner a little bit better than Jimmy is right now.
He's able to carry that momentum off the corner because of it.
Backing off early. Now watch him. He gassed it right there. I like that. That's a great way to be able to drive, is to back off early, float it down in there, but then gas it.
John Andretti in the 43 car had hung out on the lead lap. He just came to pit road.
Ryan Newman, Jeff Gordon. This is a battle for third.
Behind the 12, clear behind the 12.
I tell you, that outside is you can run out there, but you got to be so careful. You're going to lose positions. It kind of one step forward, two steps back.
Right now, that looks like what's happening to Jeff Gordon in the 24 car. Ryan Newman gets by, and Bobby Hamilton in the 55. He's still trying to get up to the front to make that other lap up.
You see how much quicker he is through the center of the corner, and that's because Jeff just cannot take a chance on gassing it too early.
Mark Martin and Tony Stewart coming into the picture. Spencer the leader, rookies second and third, veterans fighting behind them.
Jeremy Mayfield in the 19 car, Ricky Craven in the 32. That's a battle for seventh. And how about right behind him, Jeff Burton in the 99. Started back in 23rd. Remember, he was in the big wreck with Kevin Harvick and those guys not that many laps ago. Over in turn 3, here he is in the top 10.
Boy, there's a lot of cars back here. I'm telling you, I don't know how they got any fenders left on them.
Darrell, Jimmy Johnson chasing Jimmy Spencer for the lead. How much of this is the thrill of victory from last Sunday coming out in this kid right here?
He just can't do anything wrong. I mean, they're putting great equipment under him. They're making good calls in the pits. The rest of it's just kind of easy.
They have Big Mo on their side.
They do. I mean, they got it going their way.
See the telemetry right here on Jimmy Johnson.
I just think it's an indication of when you got good resources like Hendrick Motorsports does, and they give the guy equipment like that, he's going to get the job done for you.
9,000 RPMs into turn 1, 8,800 into turn 3.
Two rookies. As we set second and third, Johnson and Newman.
Every week it's this way. You know, we end up at the end of the day with 2 or 3 rookies up there setting the pace, 3 or 4 veterans out there chasing them.
We've had a rookie finish in the top 10 in almost every race this year.
And they've won.
Yes.
I mean, you know, it's not like they're just hanging around. I mean, they win races.
Oh, turn 2. Sorry, Kyle Petty got caught up on the outside of Mike Skinner and Dave Blaney, and that was almost another one.
Well, that makes about 40 almost then.
Only 40?
40.
I lost count.
Not the 40 that I can recall.
Right. Here's what happened. Yep, right there.
Trying to run 3 wide up off turn 2. That don't work.
Nope. Is it 3 wide or 3 wide? Whoa, look, is that a little bump?
I believe it was, and I don't think that Mr. Spencer's going to appreciate that. Now, remember what
whoa!
Oh, no, there he goes around.
Oh, he's going to hit the wall. Ryan Newman takes the lead. Caution is out.
Uh-oh, look out, Rusty. Look out, Rusty. Clear low. Come on, guys.
Jimmy's trying to get going to stay on the lead lap here, and that will hand the lead.
I don't believe he's got much to get going with. No. Wadded it up pretty good.
Hands the lead to the other rookie, Ryan Newman.
Spence was got a little shove off of 2 over there, and Spencer was holding him down real tight getting into 3. There we go. He gets into him, and this is like Bristol. Remember what Kurt Busch did to Jimmy? Gets into him a little bit. Doesn't really upset the car much.
Just a little touch.
Side by side. Now, see how close together they are, and how Jimmy's leaning on him. Even here, you can pull the back end around on the car.
And notice how right after that little bump going into the turn, Spencer drives to the right and drives away.
You could already see Jimmy Johnson's wheels turn to the right.
I know why you're laughing. Tell us.
Rookie. That's what Spencer's thinking.
Right, because he knows 8 wheels corner better than 4.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to let that happen. So Jimmy Johnson becomes the latest leader to crash out of this race.
Let's step off so we can try not to lose more laps. No, you're going to have to get it off, Jimmy.
For the most part, none of the leaders with only 11 laps on their tires. All the leaders elected to stay out with 21 cars on the lead lap.